Yep, the Washington Post is low-hanging fruit, I'll admit it. But I want to go after this article because, again, there's nothing more interesting to talk about besides the border wall and the government shutdown. We already talked about that, so there's nothing really new to talk about. But this was a really interesting article because it is so audacious, even for the radical liberals at the Washington Post. This just reeks of hubris, just reeks of entitlement and narcissism by, oh, what a surprise, Monica looks exactly like that. Exactly how I pictured someone who writes such an insulting article is exactly what I pictured her to look like. So let's go into this article. Who cares whether you think these women are likable? They're in power now. Just imagine how much of a jerk, how much of a bully, how much just of a horrible, despicable human being you have to be to write that. And then think, I should publish this. Again, the Democrats show their utter hypocrisy because they constantly whinge and whine and complain about how Trump is mean, how he's not likable, how he is a bully, how he is not a nice person to be around, how he talks like really rough and not eloquent. He talks really basic, he talks really crass, he's really insulting, all the above. They constantly, literally every single day, I see them complaining about that. There has not been a day that he has not been in office I have not seen at least one whiny liberal complain about specifically that, not about his policies. They criticize him every once in a while. They criticize him about his policies, like the border wall. That's a policy. Okay, I'll give him that. It's completely the wrong policy to attack him for. There's lots of things he does incorrectly that they could attack him on, but they don't because they also do those policies incorrectly. Sometimes the vast majority of policies, they agree with Trump. Republicans and Democrats do the vast majority of the policies exactly the same. You think they are like polar opposites with most policy issues. No, they're really not. But we're getting off topic here. That just shows how much of a hypocrite these Democrats are, is that they constantly complain that Trump is mean, not likable, whatever, all the words I just said. And yet this person has the audacity to write, who cares about these liberal women who are in power coming to Congress? Who cares if you think they're likable? Can you imagine the other way around? Can you imagine a conservative talking down to a liberal and saying, who cares if you think Donald Trump is likable? He's in power now. Are you freaking kidding me? First paragraph is completely nonsense and no one cares. Oh, okay. Actually, I was going to skip the first paragraph. No, it's actually important. The second sentence. That same year, the National American Women's Suffrage Association proclaimed most women holding local offices were wives and mothers whose mother capacity would allow them to dedicate themselves to softer issues, withstanding all of political, social, and economic innovations. The whole point of electing women, some moderate advocates argue, is that they could be a tempering, feminine counterbalance to easy inflamed men. They weren't there to replace male lawmakers, they were there to complement them. They were seen to be likable. Oh my god, this article just makes no sense. Why am I even reviewing this? I don't know if I could do this. I'm honestly at a loss as to how this article is all over the place. It starts about talking about suffragettes in 1917. Then it talks about something about slamming doors, like figurative language. And then it goes to Elizabeth Warren, and then it goes on to I'm sorry, I can't do this. This makes no sense. This is the most poorly written article I've ever read. What is this? What the fuck? I can't.